On that note,
Oh,
Alan, would you be so kind as to take us in?
Previously on Dark Heresy.
few things darker.
Junior Arbiter Corel Hathard has cracked the case wide open. He knows who Felrothgelt is, and perhaps even where he is. He has even met the man, posing as General Calcior Delaney of the 13th Decilium Involute Regiment, a man who rallied the Sanctuaries at the Purity Gate when the dead attacked. Gelt is also Lord Perseon Hargrove of Fenxworld, husband to Lady Olivia Rosa, head of the Rosa Great House, the house who has benefited the most from the misfortune of others over the past few decades by taking up the slack created by the failings of the other 7 great houses. Rosa's fortune has been built on the creation of a variety of smaller components used in the construction of voidcraft, and also las focusing arrays, and of course the ubiquitous Decilium worm paste. All the things that Decilium produces, House Rosa has a hand in. Otto had suspected the Rosa production facilities were capable of creating twice as much as the tithe demanded, but if they were indeed overproducing, there was no official record of it. Work Plant 00 Alpha 5, the Shattered Foundry as some called it, had switched from creating las focusing arrays to servitors, monotask units, and Spather pattern combat units, each fitted with the Spather, not Spaff. Each fitted with a neural link found by Gaius and Siegfried back on Scintilla in the Factorum of Lord Halaris. An alternative to the standard MRU, the neural links make direct control with many units simultaneously, much faster and much easier than standard Mechanicum equipment. Designed by the heretic Thalix Graven, a man who was also involved in the creation of Alyssa and the Shattered Foundry, a man that was crushed to death by Alyssa under instruction from Theranos. The neural links were outlawed by the Mechanicum decades ago, for they contained some sort of strange blue crystal Xenos circuitry. How curious! Corel tried to contact Gaius, Veneta, and the others to tell them what he had learned. They were headed up Hive for Lady Pagny's birthday dinner. They must be told of this development. If Gelt had been at the Purity Gate down in Gallows Way, there was a good chance he now knows who Gaius, Siegfried, and the others were. They could be in danger. But the Vox was down, Alyssa was malfunctioning, there was no way of contacting them. Corel asked Ted and Zelda to take a look at her. Neither of them knows the first thing about abominable intelligence or xenotech mansions, but Corel was most insistent, and so Zelda, ever eager to please, headed to the librarium to pull an all-nighter. She was, in her own words, a compulsive learner. She could probably master AI in a few decades. Surely Ted, meanwhile, began to learn how the mansion's technology worked. Early in the evening, Ted finished his work on the servitor that he hauled back from the mountain facility, where he had once been a prisoner, and where Cyric Scale had been mining the black metal, forcing Ted to shape it using Xenos technology. The servitor he brought with him was a Spather pattern unit, similar to that designed in the Shattered Foundry, or built in the Shattered Foundry, sorry. The design of this particular unit was originally created decades ago as a heavy-duty utility servitor built to operate in hazardous conditions, and then later modified during this desperate siege of Cyclopia. It took 50 years before the Fabricator General of the Lathe Worlds would sanction this altered pattern for replication, and these days such units are commonly used as bodyguards or sentries in the Lathes regions of the Calexic sector. And it seems they are now manufactured here on Decilium, which is a bit odd, specifically in the Shattered Foundry. A factorum that was closed down almost 30 years ago under suspicious circumstances, only to become fully automated and controlled by an abominable intelligence created by the essence of, or created from the essence of Alyssa Pagny, Lady Leonandra Pagny's younger sister. This particular unit that Ted salvaged is fitted with heavy armour plating, servo-assisted synth muscle tissue, chem-hardened, of course, a micro-flamer on its right arm and an electroclaw on its left. It is a fearsome machine of war, or it would be, had not its brain been destroyed. But these past 10 days, Ted has stripped it of parts, cleaned it, serviced bits and pieces, repaired what he can, and connected the fleshy parts of the servitor up to a machine that pumps preservative through its veins, keeping the flesh alive. The blessed flesh. And now, reassembled once more, all the servitor needs is a new brain, or something akin to one. Today, Ted faced a demon, a thing named Spear, a monstrous entity of the warp, riding the meat suit of old Wiley McCann, proprietor of the Carnival of Catastrophe. Ted has learned of Alyssa, the errant machine spirit that lurks within the impossible mansion. Ted knows that Alyssa holds secrets, and he believes these secrets can help him find the man who enslaved him, Cyrix Scale, who incidentally is also wanted by the rest of the people in the mansion. Ted and the people of the mansion can help one another. Ted has use. Ted has worth. Ted has skills. Returning from the carnival in the wake of the battle against Speyer, as half the team went off to a fancy dinner and the others started heavily drinking, Ted got to work. He learned how the mansion functions, how the communications within work, how the cogitators and all the other systems within here seem to talk to each other through these thin slivers of this blue crystal material. And he has seen such material before in the neural link that was fitted to his head. Through that link, Scale had once controlled Ted. The first thing Ted did on arriving here was remove that device from his brain, but he still has it kicking about the workshop somewhere. The servitor had one too, as did Venetta, as did Otto, but Otto's gone now. Some say he was the best of you. In the basement of the mansion, Ted discovered the generator that powered the house, a non-standard mechanicum thing he didn't quite understand. The technology involved was unusual. He found a Vox array too, a very powerful thing, akin to one you might find on a small voidcraft. It should have incredible broadcast range, but it was struggling to maintain comms within the mansion, never mind without. And then he found her. Her consciousness, Alyssa, residing in a blood-red stone that floated in a haze of green mist within an armor-glass canister. "Would you like to play a game, Ted?" she asked. And against Ted's will, Alyssa connected to him through a thin, snaking mechadendrite, and she showed him things. She showed him doors she wanted to open for him. She showed him the beast that protects the labyrinth. She showed him the bitch queen who keeps the doors shut. She could also show Ted how to use the crystal technology. She can show Ted how the mansion works, but she wants one thing in return. And Ted agreed to that one thing. The next morning, Canny awoke choking, spewing bile, his throat bulging wide, something wedged in his windpipe. Was this it? Was this how the pit fight would meet his end?
Probably a chicken.
No, Canny hacked up. Canny hacked up a thing that there is a little handout on here called Canny's Lump. There you go. Canny's Lump. A tumorous, fleshy lump of gristly green meat that laughed as it cavorted across the bedroom floor, trying to flee into the hole left by the impact of Canny falling from his bed, a hole that seemed to lead nowhere. But Canny is quick for a fat lad, and he caught the vile beast in Pench's specimen jar. It squirmed there, giving Canny the finger and yelling insults. Moments later, Canny heard a scream from down the corridor. It was Spring. Canny glanded adrenaline, burst into action, slamming through the door to Spring's room with no effort at all. He felt strong. Stronger than ever before. The sickness that has plagued him since Gantry has gone, he is whole again. The blood sings in his veins.
Peter's kind of weird.
Blood. Canny. Ferinus and Ted arrived hot on Canny's heels. The three of them found Slab and Spring, both of them screaming and wailing, clinging to one another in the corner of the room. Slab was understandably upset because he had lost his fishy nightlight, and even flicking on the room's lights didn't seem to console him. Spring said she had seen someone at the window, someone tall, huge, bulky, with glowing red eyes. And she has seen such a figure before, the night she stayed at Lady Pagny's. She sees him most nights, she said, in the brainy pics, the night stories, you know, when you close your eyes. But sometimes he's there in the morning too, watching, always watching, isn't he? There was no sign of this figure, of course, but looking around the room, Ted noticed something. A thin layer of bone-coloured dust that covered Spring's trophy shelf. And on the way down to breakfast, Canny began to see this too. Dust everywhere in the normally immaculate mansion, along with cracks in the usually perfect walls. And this superficial damage was showing up everywhere. Cracks here and there, patches of damp, shadows where there should be none. In places where the cracks were wide enough, a strange bone-like substance could be seen behind the plaster. Missy commented on how the whole house needed very little work in the way of housekeeping. Her job was mostly cooking and laundry. The house usually took care of itself, but today things were different. There was dust and cobwebs appearing everywhere, and it seemed, as Canny so succinctly put it, that the mansion was fucked. Almost everyone was at breakfast. The guardsman, Big Les, Missy, Thomas. No sign of Zelda or Corell, though. Spring went trotting off to find the young arbiter, and then a loud crashing noise caught the Acolyte's attention. A portrait had fallen in the gallery in the foyer. The large life-size, full-length painting of the woman you once served, the woman you know as Inquisitor Antonia Mesmeron. And Slab went to hang the painting back on the wall, wondering to himself, why would someone paint her like that? With her eyes as inky pools of blackness, and blood running down the cheek from a wound to her head. Slab found himself elsewhere. He found himself gazing into a cell, a dark place, where the walls were covered in strange markings. There was a woman laying there. He was sure it was her. He was sure it was Inquisitor Mesmeron. The long, blonde hair, admittedly a little greasy, unwashed compared to usual, a bit ragged maybe. The grey eyes, the noble brow. She looked a little bit more haggard and weathered than he remembered her, and the writhing lump on her back beneath the tattered robes that she wore was something new, surely. But it must be her. It must be Mesmeron, right? It's too late, she whispered to Slab. The mansion shook. It was coming apart. We need to get out of here, said Ted. Get everything you hold dear. Spring returned from her search. She couldn't find Corell anywhere. What about Gladstock, she asked. We can't just leave him here. And Missy and Thomas. Canny headed to the cells with Spring. Slab started letting himself into people's rooms, gathering weapons and equipment. Ted sprinted around the mansion, gathering the bits and pieces Alyssa had shown him he would need to seal their deal. And in the basement, Canny found the door to Gladstock's cell had been ripped from its frame. The other cells were the same, the occupants all dead, but Gladstock was nowhere to be found. But that's a good thing, right? Because Gladstock's an ally. Despite his oddness, he has always been helpful. In the armory, Canny found Les Macrone, Fat Les, Big Bone Les, perhaps Gaius' best friend in the whole galaxy. His skull was smashed, his limbs were twisted, one leg ripped off and had been gnawed on. Les was most certainly dead.
What? No!
It appeared Gladstock had swung him around the room, bouncing his skull off the walls before tearing the leg clean off and feasting upon it.
I'll make your porn known worldwide.
Oh yeah, Spring took all his porn. Spring found a data slate full of nude pictures of the team. Pics of each of you getting dressed or undressed or bathing. There were even pictures of some of you in compromising positions with one another. Canny took the data slate for later perusal. Slab headed to the kitchen, finding Missy. She was trembling in fear before someone or something that had once been Interrogator Simeon Gladstock. He rippled with darkness and shadow As he turned his cowled head towards Slab, the Ogrin saw the rippling, writhing mass of metallic worms within Gladstock's hood. Or rather, the rippling, writhing mass of metallic worms within the hood of the Slouth, who shares one particular location in space-time with interrogator Simeon Gladstock. Slab is a tank. He has twice borne the brunt of the demonic spear. But when Gladstock rushed him, grabbing him by the arms and twisting, Slab felt pain like never before. And he was afraid. Slab is not afraid of demons and aliens. The dark, yes, maybe. But Gladstock is darkness. But the Emperor was with Slab, and the fear that gripped him, or should have broken him, did not last. And he swung at Gladstock with his free hand, but by the God Emperor, this thing was fast. Too fast. It dodged the clumsy blow with ease. Canny and Spring rushed to Slab's aid, yelling to the guardsmen over the comms that Gladstock is loose. And somewhere back down the corridor in a workshop, Ted ignored the screams and the yells for help as he assembled the device. The device Alyssa has shown him how to build. Just going to put people onto a map.
My guardsman Jimmy.
You're not anyone at the minute. You will be Ferinus when we get to it. For now.
Oh.
But first of all, 2 hours earlier, Corel.
Yo.
Yesterday was a roller coaster. You came down here for intel, or with intel rather, for Gaius. You'd been sent by Justicar Drummond. You knew there was something off about Gaius from the moment he arrived at Precinct 686 in Port Gaia a few months ago. Transferred from another precinct, the sole survivor of some heretical attack, his story always seemed a little off to you. But after working with him for a while, you couldn't argue with his efficiency, his skills. The way he brought down that hulking mutant, Jen Ravakian, in the raid against the Fleshcutters was impressive. Of course, Gaius' shaky backstory makes much more sense to you now. Justicar Drummond explained to you a few days ago that Gaius was an inquisitorial asset. All the time off, the missed briefings, getting out of food riot duty. It all made sense now. He was off doing the God Emperor's work, and then he dragged you into it. You and Esther and Greta. He called you down to the gallows way, had you help hold the line with the 100 or so sanctuaries that guarded the Purity Gate. You still aren't really sure what happened down there, what you faced. Hive dregs, they told you. Emaciated, starving, desperate wretches riddled with disease that could not be allowed to spread their pestilence deeper into the hive. But you saw them, Corel. You saw them up close. You saw their eyes. They looked like they were already dead to you. In the wake of that fight, you returned to the precinct. You were kept in isolation for a time, quarantine, they said. But then the Justicar brought you here, briefed you, made you a part of the team with Gaius and the others of your squad. You are, of course, all still arbiters, based in the precinct. But you are in on the secret now. Like Gaius, you are an inquisitorial asset, and the day before last, Drummond sent you back down here, alone, with a warning for the inquisitorial team. Data on the radstorm that was building on the surface. The hotspots in the hive that you should avoid at all costs. And he asked you to learn what you could about Mortalis. Is he okay? He hasn't been seen in a week. When you arrived in the carnival, you were met by Agnetha, a carny woman who asked for your help. There had been killings. You promised you would look into it, but it was too late. And after reaching the mansion, you slept, and the following day it was all hands on deck to hunt the demon Speyer. thinking about it, you still aren't sure how you found that beast. One minute you and the others were traipsing through a canyon in the Underhive. You headed into a cave where the ground beneath your feet was made of black metal, and then you were all back in the carnival somehow. And there you fought the demon. That was a new experience for you. Undead, teleporting, demons, all in a day's work, it seems, for the Inquisition. Everyone else seemed to take it in their stride and didn't question it, but you, Corel, you like to question things. And then last night, poring over the data Canny had in his backpack that he had taken from his dead friend, you figured out that the most wanted man in the entire sector, the man these people have been here to find all these months, was the husband of Lady Olivia Rosa. And he had fought alongside you at the Purity Gate under the name of General Calcior Delaney. Felroth Gelt. You had to get word to Gaius. He was off with Vanetta having dinner with a noble. Priorities, eh? You need to tell them. You need to tell them what you've learned. But it was late, and you retired for the night after asking Ted to take a look at the mansion's comms, which seemed to be malfunctioning. The urgent, super important information could wait one more day, right? Your sleep was uninterrupted, peaceful, surprisingly so, all things considered. You don't dream of the violence, or the dead, or the demon, or any of the other nasty things you've seen of late. You dream of the girl. She's a pretty little thing, that Spring. The scar on her left cheek does nothing to spoil her looks. It enhances them, perhaps. But she's wild and quite possibly deranged. There's a whiff of trouble about her. A strange mixture of naivety, confidence, and danger surrounds her. And when she smiled at you, you could have melted. Her vivid green eyes are, "Stop that, Arbiter! Be professional! You awaken. It's a new day.
Oh.
Time to get the extended codpiece out. It's a new day. Time to get up and see what Ted and Zelda have achieved during the night."
Gonna need the extender. Just takes his codpiece and extends it.
I like to think
And puts
it
on.
screws out. You awaken and you hear from down the corridor screaming. You're fairly certain it's her. It's Spring. You leap out of bed, still in your standard issue Aquila-printed pajamas, and you move towards your weapons. And as you take a step across the room, you fall. There is a hole in the floor by your bed where there shouldn't be a hole. And you step straight off into it, banging your elbow on the way down. Ooh, it's not funny. There's a brief blur of rippling darkness. And then you are elsewhere. You slam into the hard wooden floor of another chamber. You've fallen down a floor in the mansion, Karel. I'm going to move you onto another map. Oh, not like that, I'm not. I pressed the wrong button. Pressed the wrong button, Jonathan.
There's a cyborg in there with you, Corel. He's called Heresy Cam.
It's not really there. He's a figment of your imagination.
No.
In this new chamber,
No.
the lights come on automatically as you enter, revealing a number of workbenches. Sorry?
I'm still listening.
Okay.
Just, project.
Yeah, the lights.
No.
Are you all right there, Alan? The lights come on automatically, revealing a number of workbenches piled high with tools, small machine parts, and some documents. There's a heavy-looking pistol made of blue steel with custom grips. There's an icon painted onto the receiver. Some sort of servo arm device stands in the middle of the room, a cogitator terminal, an old music player, and a partially disassembled motorbike. Above you, the hole you fell through begins to knit itself closed, leaving behind a patch of ceiling about a metre square that's discoloured compared to the rest of the ceiling. It looks the colour of bone. What are you doing, Karel?
I check out the motorbike. Like, what's that? Where am I? He's just gonna stand up and not dust himself off. Just dust himself down and just look around. And he's gonna look at the motorbike and see if Whose is this motorbike? See if I'll look around the room, see whose room it is. See if there's any sort of way of identifying whose room it is.
Okay, so you have a quick look at the motorbike. It looks like it's in need of repair. The front wheel is off. It's detached. It stands nearby. There doesn't seem to be any drive system, but there are parts on the table. It looks like the parts for the drive system are on the table. This motorbike looks like it's been here quite some time. You are aware Spring rides a motorbike and sidecar, but this is not it. And as you glance around the rest of this room, there are some documents on the table, and you look over a few of them. Some of them are blueprints, and they appear to be blueprints for this particular vehicle. There's also a small stack of old issues of the Decilium Herald, the citywide propaganda rag that's delivered to every hab in the city. Every single issue, you flick through them, and every single issue is dated between 10 and 20 years old. And each of them feature headline stories on the front page about the heroism of the same man. A man in the uniform of an arbiter. A big man, broad-shouldered. He must be nearly 7 feet tall, you think. He looks like a bit of a giant. And the news stories all tell how this man has single-handedly broke a number of heretical cults wide open, rescued a kidnapped daughter of a noble house, took on a gang of narco dealers single-handedly, all that sort of heroic stuff. And it seems that he succeeded against overwhelming odds time and time again. And there are some pics of this man in each of these articles. Handsome man, looks like he's maybe in his late 30s. Make me an awareness test at +20, please.
It's me, isn't it? It's Carol.
It's me, Mario.
It's time travel. That would be too easy, Johnny.
Okay, hang on.
Just gonna grab
What test is it again? Sorry. What test was that? Anybody paying attention?
Awareness, was it?
Is it perception test or awareness test?
Awareness, I think.
My
Yeah.
awareness is
At +20.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. Yeah, it's funny she's been speaking about a motorbike because mine was off the road for a little while, and I've just because my kickstand switch was broken, so I bypassed it. I looked online on YouTube, and I bypassed it by getting a piece of wire, used a bit of modelling putty as well, just connected the two ends of the wire to the actual thing to fill my the ECU on my bike into thinking that it's actually the kickstand's up all the time. And yeah, now it works.
You hacked
So
your
I did a bit of,
motorbike.
like, tech stuff. I hacked my motorbike. Yeah, it's awesome.
Due to my input from the conversation before.
You what, Hayden?
I was just asking Johnny if it was due to my input from the conversation before, saying there must have been a way to get your kickstart up. You must have researched it.
Well, no, it's like.
I thought like it doesn't matter. I thought it was your Cupid there for a day. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, you're my Cupid every day, Hayden. Sure.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
So it was basically I'd been watching some videos anyway. I was like, right, because I was looking for. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I was looking for videos on how to fit a new kickstand switch, and all that kept coming up was how to bypass the kickstand switch. And I was like, well, I'll leave it. So I got a new kickstand switch. It arrived, and then I looked at it and I realised I'd tightened a bolt too tight on the old one, so I couldn't take it off. So I was like, right, okay, I'm just gonna bypass it. Fuck it, and just give it a try. And it works. It was really easy. 10-minute job when I've been taking my bike to bits and all sorts. And I fixed it in about 5-10 minutes. And I was just like, oh, that was super easy, compared to what I was trying to do. So it saved me lots of money as well. I literally cut a bit of wire from an old appliance, and then just attached it to the two ends to fold it into thinking the circuit was complete, and then it worked. I was like, oh, that was easy.
Johnny the motorbike hacker.
Yeah, did you pick up tech use in the last few months?
I've got tech use.
Yeah.
Tech use, that's amazing.
I also cropped my own picture for tonight's game. I was like, quickly did it, and I did it in a short period of time. I was like,
The
"Fuck, I'm starting to
skills,
use computers at work.
the skills you're
I'm starting to
developing,
get
Johnny.
skills, man.
It's incredible.
I know. I'm evolved.
No.
Always evolving, mate. Always evolving. Anyway, continue. So, what did I succeed in that
You
role?
did,
Was it
just by
fun?
the skin of your teeth, or the skin of your eyes, rather.
Fantastic.
You don't recognise
Nice.
this man. You're pretty sure it's not you in the in the future or anything weird like that. You don't recognise him.
Yeah.
His name, according to the articles in the Decilium Herald, is Gable, Arbiter Anders Gable. You recognise
Gable.
you recognise another face in some of the pics standing with this Anders Gable. It looks like a younger version of Justicar Drummond standing with him, and
Oh.
back then it looks like Drummond wore the rank insignia of a proctor, lower rank than what he currently holds. One of the stories you notice also contains an eyewitness account from a witness to this Anders Gable's heroism, and it says that it's a digital paper, so most people you can touch it. And it reads it out to you because a lot of people in the Hive can't read. You touch this particular quote and it reads it out to you and he goes, "He was like one of the heroes of old, like the stories of the Astartes, an emperor of the an angel of the emperor made flesh. He smashed through walls, shots bouncing off his armour. He crushed a man's skull with one end. He was like a giant in all that armour. Praise be to the emperor. Praise be to Arbiter Gable."
What a guy.
You're still stuck in here. You continue to look around. There's all these tools. Whoever this Gable was, assuming this was maybe his room, maybe this was his motorbike, then the tools must have been his. Maybe the gun on the table was his. Maybe the
What
music
gun
player was
like?
his. Sorry?
Do I recognise the gun? Is it like the type of gun?
Yeah, it's a stub auto. It looks like quite a beast of a weapon, and as you look at it, you realise it's some sort of big fat hand cannon. It's made of blue steel. It has custom moulded grips that, as you pick the gun up, the grips kind of mould to fit your hands. So it gives you a bit of a better grip on it.
Explode on me, is it?
No, nothing like
Don't
that.
explode on me like.
There's also an icon painted onto the receiver of the gun.
Yeah.
It looks like a symbol you might see on a certain suit of cards within a deck of playing cards. And as you pick it up, this music player in the corner of the room suddenly starts playing music to you. It's very, very old music from a long, long time ago. As you turn over the pistol in your hand, you see initials on the back of the grip. AG, Anders Gable. But this gun fits your hand so well. It's like you were meant to have it. It's like it was made for you.
I'm gonna take it.
You are currently equipped with your standard issue Aquila pajamas and the Ace of Spades, which you'll find on your character sheet. The stats are there for it.
Nice. Oh.
It's a hand cannon.
Oh, man,
It requires 2 hands to fire unless you have a strength of 40 or more, which you don't. It is a hand cannon that does is a bit of a batshit weapon. It does 1d10 plus 6 damage, and it has pen 3. It never jams.
cool.
It cannot possibly ever jam. It's best quality, which is why its
Oh, that's all.
damage is so high. It's a custom version of a
Cool.
54 Tranter hand cannon. That's your new toy
nice.
for now.
Thank you.
As you
Let's get that bike running as well, man. We've got to get that bike operational, like, you know what I mean?
that's what it's for. But you're stuck in here. You're stuck in here. You try the door. You can't get out. The door's locked. And you aren't overly familiar with the mansion. yet. You know the living facilities, dining room, bar, librarium, infirmary, things like that are on the ground floor.
Yeah.
And you know your quarters are on the second floor. You have no idea what's on this floor, the first floor, which is where you think you are. And as you ponder this, you know, what could be here? What I can't have fallen that far. All of a sudden, the floor opens again and you fall through it again. The mansion shakes and you begin to see these cracks forming in the walls. You suddenly really, really badly need a wee, and you're also very hungry. And neither of those things applied when you first woke up, which was only a few minutes ago. The ground splits, you drop. You fall a little bit less than last time, maybe. And this time, you slam into an ornate, beautifully made octagonal table of polished wood, surrounded by a dozen chairs. In the centre of the table, a holoprojector is mounted, although it currently isn't doing anything. There's some sort of control panel built into the wall, next to an intercom terminal. I'm just going to put you on another map. What would you like to do, Carell?
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna try and look at this this intercom thing, and then try and speak down it, like find an on switch or something like that, and try and see if I can use it.
Okay. The intercom doesn't seem to have. It does seem to have power. You turn it on, but nothing seems to work. None of the buttons on it seem to do anything. You can hear the odd beep from it, but it doesn't seem to connect to anything. You find as well on the wall a switch, a quite large switch that says deploy, retract, and you flick this switch and you hear a whirring noise behind you. You turn around, you see the holotable and the chairs descend into the floor, and you're not really sure how this works. There's no mechanism there. The chairs are just single loose chairs.
Are you trying to turn Carell into Batman?
Nope. We've already got Batman in this game, thank you. You flick the switch back to deploy, and the chairs and the table rise back out of the ground. It's all very strange. And you try the door, and you can't get out. And you're in here for a few minutes, starting to wonder what's going on. And then all of a sudden... sorry. You suddenly feel yourself drop again as the floor opens up. And as it does, for a brief moment, you think you can smell food. And it makes you hungrier. And then you hit the ground again. And now you're even hungrier than you were a few seconds ago. And you really, really need a piss right now. Something strange is happening. The mansion has begun to shake. More violently now. It almost pitches you from your feet as you land in this new chamber. Which I'm going to put you onto yet another map. And the space you're in now is quite small. It's only a few meters square. And there is dried blood and the smell of rotten meat here. And bits of flesh and what looks like little fragments of red robe. And there is a door that's open before you.
I'm going to get the hand cannon and then just obviously just point it. I'm going to check if it's loaded first as well.
As you move, it is loaded. It's got, I think it's 7 shells in it. As you begin to move forward towards the door, you hear the sound of booted feet approaching at a run. I'd like you, please, to select your token and roll initiative.
All right. Sure. Hang on a second. I can't see the map on mine, Dave.
You should be able to.
Wait.
Have I not moved you on? Yeah, you should be able to see it.
Hang on a second. Oh, it might be the top. Sorry.
Oh, hang on. Is it? Ah, you've got no vision.
It's
That's
dark
why. There you go. There you go. You should be able to see now.
Hey. I can see it now, yeah. Okay, cool. Token. Got token. Bear with me, 'cause I'm a bit slow with these things.
We've noticed. It's fine.
Yeah, I've got like another monitor. I just need to set it up so that I can actually have two monitors on my character sheet.
You should just be able to plug it in and it should do it. Should just work.
Should just work straight away.
Yeah, it does on mine.
Oh, that'd be cool. Cool initiative. Whereabouts is initiative again? Near the top, isn't it?
Down the bottom. Just
Down the
above your
bottom.
armour. Towards the bottom,
Just
above your armour.
Ah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got it. For my G.
Okay, 7. All right. It's turn 2.
Identify yourself.
Right, it's turn 2. Canny, you glanded adrenaline. What are you doing? And you are muted, by the way.
That's probably good. I've been eating quite a lot of biscuits and cheese.
And into character.
Mark was a
I know.
sparkling loss.
He's getting into character. He's done his biscuits and cheese. Now he's going to shoot some heroin.
He did that before the game.
Perfect.
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 A perfect Sunday.
I mean, exactly. It's nice. You don't always get a perfect one like this. So. Ah, right. So, where is fucking Gladstock? Then?
Over to the east of where you are now, if you can find yourself.
So, Slab is engaging him, is that right?
It's more like Gladstock's engaging Slab. At the minute, Slab has been like flailing with his weapon, but Gladstock has hold of his shield arm and he's literally just sort of twisting and causing Slab a great deal of pain as these like maggot-like appendages come out of Gladstock's arm and begin eating at Slab's flesh.
Nice.
Slab. You dirty Slab. Do you need a hand finding yourself, Al? You right there, Al? I think we've lost him. What's happening? Oh, it's Robot Alan.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's better. That's normal Alan again.
Good. Happy.
Yeah, can hear you again now.
I'm gonna make a run, please.
Okay.
Oh, maybe 24, so I think that's enough with the adrenaline.
Okie dokie.
Adrenaline's extra +2. Yeah, so with the adrenaline, I shall just run to side Slab.
Okie dokie.
Up.
That's the wrong way around. Spring was caught off guard last turn. She seemed reluctant to attack Mr. Gladstock, but that was before he began to change and dissolve Slab's arm. One of her pistols, one of the matched pair of Raffia revolvers that you stole from the Arbiter precinct, is suddenly in her hand, and it shakes a bit in fear at the sight of Gladstock's weird form. But she doesn't run. She doesn't soil herself. Not this time, no. This time she holds her nerve. "Oi, Gladders!" she says, a little quaver in her voice. "Get off me, mate, you big dick!" And she fires. Half aim, point blank, single shot, red dot, into melee, +40 total. It's a good shot, she can't really miss. Slab, you see the red dot flicker over the writhing mass of metallic worms. that squirm within the hood of Gladstock's tattered robe, and you hear the boom of the pistol, and you watch as the head shape of these worms parts and creates a void in the middle, and the bullet passes straight through and doesn't hit him. Ted is still hastily assembling this device that Alyssa has shown him how to build. It resembles a crown made from random parts he's cobbled together in the last hour or so. Ted's not really happy with the workmanship, but Alyssa seemed quite insistent that this was built with alacrity. And he doesn't really know what he's doing, truth be told. He's just following the instructions Alyssa's given him. That is something of a troubling thought to Ted. But there'll be time to worry about whatever this really is later, right? And he snaps the last component into place, spot welds the strange blue crystal neural link into place, the device that he once wore. And the blue crystal circuitry seems to flicker to life as it connects this device. And with the device complete, Ted turns towards the waiting form of the Spatha pattern combat servitor. Meanwhile, Theranos, you're actually on a different floor at the minute. Let me just
Buffer.
spaff all over. Yeah, so you, Theranos, at the moment are upstairs. I'll just drag you over to where you are. You're here. You were with all the other guardsmen, but when the call went up for assistance, you ran off ahead, and you are quite faster than the other guardsmen. So you've got to there. You sprinted through the foyer, down the corridor into the east wing, headed past the toilet where you hurdled the remains of a door that seems to have fallen out of its frame. You've rushed past the door to the briefing room, which is where you are now. You think you briefly hear something from within the door, but there's no time for that. You've heard Spring and Slab downstairs calling for help. This fucking house, Theranos, it messes with your mind. You often, all day you've been hearing things, seeing things out the corner of your eyes, stuff like that. But you're focused on this call for help. You know that a little bit further to the east, there is a set of stairs that leads down to the basement, which is where Spring and Slab and Canny and also Missy and Thomas, who are in danger, they're all down there. So what would you like to do?
I would like to sort of like head that way.
Okay, go for it.
Corel, follow me! The way past.
No, Corel's the floor below you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm heading down to the danger. I'll do a full run and on a full movement. Can you hear me that way?
Danger.
You can probably see Corel, can't you, on Heresy Cam, but he's not there.
I can see Corel on Heresy Cam.
That's one of the rooms. That's one of the rooms he fell through. He's not currently there anymore.
Let's see. Oh. Forgot to take those pants out of the bag.
It's not easy being cheesy.
Are you moving?
Me?
Yeah.
I only see a black screen with my token.
Oh, can
on
you?
it. I've got no idea where I'm moving.
For God's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just seen a token on
There you
a
go.
sea of black. So if you... which way is the noise coming from, left or right?
From the east.
Okay.
Side.
You know there
what's
is
this room?
you know to the east and then through the next door there is a set of stairs that head down to the basement.
Where are you, Fairness? Say, is it Fairness? Just want to see his movement for his run. Okay. Right, so I think I've got 3 move. What's that? 18 full one, is it?
It
For
should tell you on the character sheet, yeah?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's 18.
I must have scrolled past it a few times. I just didn't spam memory. See, I was get past there. Where is this in the character sheet?
It's just below your melee weapons.
Ah, I see. Yeah. 18. I was right. So,
You've just gone past the door.
I'm 12, so.
You might hear the odd groan from me because I'm just fucking trying to grip model input
Because you're touching yourself.
trees to a fucking the baiters.
6.
That as well with my third hand. Do really like modelling.
The stairs are here, Hayden.
Alright, I'll just go upstairs.
And Al really likes cheese.
I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? No, you're right there. You've got a good point there.
How much
I mean, a
move?
nice.
You as a cheesemonger.
How much movement have you
What's
got
not
left,
to
Hayden?
like, eh?
I'm not sure. Wait a second. I was about 9 when I went to the door, so.
A bit chutney as well.
13,
Cheese
14.
and chutney.
I've got 5
Okay.
more.
Stop at your dirty teas.
5 more.
Where's my bit?
Blocks left, Dave.
Okay.
Also, you were parading around cheesecake the other day. You can't have it both
Oh, yeah,
ways.
that's true,
Cheesemongers.
yeah. I know.
I'm a bacon monger. Much different. Feel the sizzle. I might put some more in. So good.
Okay, there you go. You've still got a bit of movement then.
Okay. Just looking for my bag. Pockets about it. Alright.
Hello!
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm here. That's it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello!
Next up, it's Mr. Gladstock. Mr. Gladstock is suddenly outnumbered. He's still got hold of your arm slab with his corrosive touch eating away at your ogrin meat. And he snarls at Spring as he does this bizarre dodge against the shots he fires. And he reaches out with his other hand to try and grab you, Slab. And he's going to try and grapple you. So this is a weapon skill test versus your agility. Oh, where's Mr. Gladstock's character sheet gone? I don't know. That's not it. That's it. Right, so straight weapon skill test for him. Oh dear. He grabs hold of you. He's trying to lift you, you realise, but he doesn't seem to quite get hold of you properly, and you shrug your weapon arm free from his grab. And he doesn't dissolve you at all this turn. Slab, it's you.
I'll fucking stab him.
Okie dokie. Where are we? So you're not assisting yet. No one's in melee with him. So is this just a normal attack, or is it all out, or anything like that?
No, just a normal one.
Okay, it's plus 10. You don't get anything else, do you?
No.
Oh, you can swift attack. Which
Would
would...
have had it.
Oh, I'm looking at Mr. Gladstock's character sheet, sorry. Don't you...
He's an ogre, mate. He's not built for speed. He's built for comfort.
It's got lovely, lovely, comfy padsy bits. That's 4 degrees success. Mr. Gladstock can't do anything about that. So roll damage. Wherever you hit him, it really doesn't matter. All right, 19, pen 5. That's going to be...
Somehow I stabbed him in the leg.
yeah, technically you didn't. because his whole body, every single bit of him, that is a total of 7 wounds to Mr. Gladstock. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that at all. He looks quite annoyed, in fact. Then it's Mr. Hardhat. Carell.
Okay, let's do this. So, who's running past me?
No one's run past you yet, but you can hear booted feet, shouting, grunts of exertion, a gunshot.
Okay, I'm going to move to the door and look both ways.
Always wise before crossing the street.
There is. So he's going to move just into the doorway, and then obviously train his gun round. Move faster. It's open.
Okay. And you can see, as you peek out the door of this cell, you can see Spring, there's Ferranus, there's Slab, and there's Canny. And Slab appears to be grappling and wrestling with this bizarre creature that looks like a big pile of metal worms in a cloak.
Alright. That's not normal.
Understatement of the year.
Okay. Oh, there they are. Alright, cool. I'm gonna move out into the corridor, like, I am the law. Drop your weapons.
Everyone drops a weapon. Everyone drops. No.
Yeah.
Slab's like, okay.
Voice of command. Nah, he's just gonna move out into the thing with his gun trained, like, what in the Emperor's name is going on here?
Okay. Are you leaving your turn there?
And I'm gonna do a half aim
Okay.
towards the metallic beast because I don't recognise it.
Righty-ho.
Carol's never met what do you call it, has he?
No, I don't think he's met him, no.
No, he's not met Gladstock.
He's
I'm
maybe
moving him there to
he's maybe heard of him, but I don't think he's met him.
yeah.
Right. In here, Missy is gonna go. Missy's gonna go, Thomas, and she's gonna get her son out the cupboard where he was hiding, and start to move with him. Hey, it's turn 3, Kenny.
Yeah. So do I see where Missy is?
I don't know if you
No, I
can
am.
from there.
Looks like I don't think I can.
No, it don't look like you can.
Right. I shall. Let's have a look.
That's it. That's not really stuff.
Yeah, I'll go with a dual strike. I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna rotate with both weapons.
Okay.
Not sure what modifiers.
You'll get a +10 for Slab assisting.
So I've got dual team.
Oh yeah.
Modifier.
Yeah, you'll get another +10 for that then.
Plus 20 for the assist. Got at least +10 on the weapon.
That is a hit. It's going to try and dodge you. Should he parry you? No, that would be foolish. Because he's just a mass of worms. He'd be parrying you with his hand. He's going to wormy dodge. He does not wormy dodge this time. The worms try to like reshape themselves away from your blow, but there's 2 blows coming in at once, and they struggle to work out how to do that. And so you hit.
Okay, so
Is this the one where you roll twice and the damage, the armor does a thing?
I'm not quite sure. Like I thought it was like you hit him with both weapons, one hit, and you hit with both. That's what I thought it
Yeah,
was.
I think it is. You make a single attack. On a success, you hit the target with both weapons. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, so the first one is 14 pen 4, so that becomes 13. That becomes 3 wounds from the first one. The second one is going to be 15 wounds. So that's 18 total. Razor Sharp doesn't do anything in that situation because he hasn't got any more armor than that anyway.
You got toxic on the meat hook.
Yeah, the toxic.
That's the one that does 3 wounds.
He's immune to toxic.
Immune to.
Yeah.
No worries.
He's got, I can't remember what it's called, necrotic or something. Strange physiology. That's the one.
Okay.
So he takes 18 damage. All right, and it's Spring. Spring's gonna move a bit more over here so she can get a better shot. She's going to do another shot at him. This will be a plus 30 for point blank. Just plus 30. Yeah, because it's a red dot. Pew. Go Spring. That's going to do... That pen seems unusually high. I don't think that's right. I think it's 5. But, yeah, she does another 3 wounds to him. Ted. Back in the warehouse... in the workshop, stands back and admires his handiwork as the Spatha pattern combat servitor comes to life. It says something to Ted, but you don't hear it.
Hey, Ted.
Hey Ted, time to get freaky. Want to get into the real world?
Hey, Ted, you really push my button?
Absolutely
And now
does
we're
not say
recording.
that. That would be very weird. But it sprints out of the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah,
9,
my
10,
battery's getting pretty low.
16, 17, 18.
You top me up?
By the way, Corel, Spring sees you come out the door and yell, what's going on? And she looks at you, her eyelashes flutter at you a little bit, and she says, kill the wormy thing! Kill the wormy thing!
Lag.
Yes, ma'am.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ted's giving chase for his new buddy. Somewhere the fucking guardsmen are doing things as well. They're running around upstairs on their way. Let me just find them. They need to move. What's them? Those guys. Token. And then over there, Jarek in himself is on his own for some fucking reason. I don't know why. Don't know where I've put him. There he is. Mr. Gladstock is next. Mr. Gladstock, I would like everyone within a couple of meters of Mr. Gladstock to make an awareness test, please. Fair enough. So you see this sort of this writhing worm-like body he's got, made up of all these thousands and thousands of little metallic worms. There's like a couple of large gaps in it where Slab and Canny have been hacking into it with their weapons. And you see the gaps are beginning to close as the worms like reshape themselves and mesh back into this humanoid figure. And it's Mr. Gladstock's turn. And he's going to... he can do a thing, can't he? Let me just check how that is worded. Yeah, he's gonna hiss at you, Slab, and Canny. What's up, Hayden?
Nothing. I'm talking to my missus.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just really quiet on here.
Love you, Lizzie. Bye bye.
Love you.
There we go.
Mr. Gladstock hisses at Slab and Canny, and he's going to break off from this fight. He's going to disengage, I think. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he begins, as he starts to move away from you, he like just sort of he like rolls backwards. It's very strange. He doesn't really walk. He doesn't take a step. He just seems to sort of collapse down this wave of metallic worms and reform a meter or so away where you're out of reach. And then he drops to the floor in like a pool of worms. The cloak that he was wearing seems to have gone, and he slithers across the kitchen floor over towards the wine cellar there. Slab, it's your turn.
I'll follow him. Wherever he went.
You'll see him as soon as you walk in the room, I think.
Hang on.
Can you not see him?
Yeah, I can see him. I'm just wondering what to do.
Okay. I'm just going to have a wee while you're plotting that back in a sec.
Well, I'm just figuring out what I'm going to die black if my character dies. Not this game.
Whose characters die?
I was thinking, well, Johnny set the precedent by like having Deathman killed, and now I'm just thinking I would really like to start a new guy because I've been my guy ages as well, and I've got like a stupid name, and it'd be like, it'd be nice.
It's your stupid
It'd be
name.
nice to start again.
Carmen. Yeah, it was a stupid name. Deathman was.
Well, that,
I
I
think
didn't
Hold
like
on,
it.
hold on. There's nothing wrong with.
Yours was, I was on about my own.
Nothing wrong with Deathman.
Boots Barley's a stupid name.
General Deathman. Died a general. 100% victory. 100% victory record.
Right.
Disputed General Death.
What's Slab doing?
Nothing, he's
Led
just
by
moving.
example.
Just moving up to him, okay?
We'll move.
Move closer.
Move
Move your close.
your ogrin real close.
Until we.
It's doing the truffle shuffle over to the.
You've never.
Feel like we're really purging heretic.
You know,
Together.
you've never seen anything quite like this slab. This strange mass of worms. It's quite bizarre. It's probably quite intriguing to your simple mind as well. The way it moves and undulates across the floor like a writhing metallic-y carpet. Canny, I think. No, Carell.
Okay. Pharrell's going to lower his pistol because he sees Gladstock going away. Like, holds it down and then just runs forward
Okay.
to give chase. So, we're going to run to about here. Spring, are you alright?
She turns to you and goes, "Yeah, I shot him. I shot Gladstock and the bullet went right through him."
I see. Can we kill it?
Yes, we can. I mean, she says, she says, "I don't know, but the boys have hurt it.
What is it?
It's Gladstock, isn't it? He's gone
Like
a bit.
what?
It's Gladstock, Mr. He's gone mental. You know, he does it sometimes. Although never quite this bad. He's never tried to hurt anyone before. What else are you doing? Was that your full move to there?
Yeah, it was.
Right.
He's just gonna hold. He's holding his pistol up like that. Now, like he's stopped moving,
On.
looking a little bit concerned. Like, what the hell have I just seen? Type thing.
Through the door into the kitchen, you suddenly see this housekeeper, Missy, running along with the child in her arms, and she's screaming. She looks terrified. She's banging on the door, trying to get out this other door over here. And then we're into, I think, turn 4. Canny.
I'll move through the door. Oh, I actually see that. I don't know why that is. Vision. Oh, there we go. That's better. One. Two. Okay, I'm going to Alright, I seem to have lost my.
Yeah, you went a bit robot there.
Sorry, I've got no internet, so.
Yeah, you're alright. What's that noise I can hear? Can anyone else hear hissing?
No.
That's my computer.
No, it's not. It's not coming through Discord. I don't know if it's because Alan's internet's gone doolally or something. Because he's disappeared out of Roll20. It's like a mic's open, but no one's showing that they're open mic.
Ah, right.
And now Alan's
Hello.
back. There we go. What happened there?
My internet. I don't have internet.
Yeah. Your phone died.
Well, no, yeah, it's just it's a little temperamental, the connection. If I nudge it in any sort of way, it just floods out.
Well, then don't nudge it. But you didn't think of that, did you?
No, I just can't help it. Can't help to but nudge a little.
What an unfortunate sentence.
There's nothing wrong with that sentence. I mean, you know, we all like a nudge from time to time.
Right, what are you doing?
Then when
You've
you say
moved
nudge
into the
before-
kitchen.
You get off your high horse, you nudger. Big licks. Right. Yeah. Hey, I think I'm back.
Okay, yeah, you're showing us back in roll 20. What are you doing?
When's my turn? Do I? I'm on my turn.
Oh yeah, how have you disappeared off the fucking turn order?
Yeah, it felt like it's been round already.
Yeah, as you've missed a turn, we'll deal with that in a minute. Hang on, I don't know where you've gone off the turn order. Just let Alan finish his turn, and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just wondering.
What's
two things? Yeah, okay, quiet.
You're after
Oh,
10.
what's Gladstock up to?
He's slithering across the floor like a carpet of worms. Is the best way to describe it.
That's a good way of putting it, I guess. So I'll make a half move to here. I'd like to sheave my meat hook, and then as a quick draw, I'd like to pull out my backpack of explosives.
Okay.
Not fucking about
That's,
tonight, Alan.
No. So yeah, that'll be my turn. So half move, explosives.
Okay. Yeah, going back to you, Hayden. Fairness. On turn 3, you would have gone before Gladstock and after Ted. So at that moment in time, Gladstock was like about there, and Slab and Canny were sort of surrounding him.
Okay. Well. Can I crack grenade in?
If you've got a crack grenade, yeah, just don't miss, or you'll probably kill
Yeah.
one of your teammates.
That's fine.
So it'll be single shot, point blank, into melee, plus 20.
I'm just seeing if he's got a crack grenade.
I think Fairness has got. I think you've got his inventory handout as well. I think he's got a couple of each type of grenade or something. He tends to be quite prepared. Fairness's inventory. Yeah, he's got 4 crack, 4 frag, 2 stun on him.
Alright, well, I'll go for the old crack shot.
Okay.
What bonuses do I get?
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
That is a
We
miss.
roll that one. No point.
Okay.
Feels like a fake moment there.
It definitely does. It's a crack grenade.
Oh well. Rack off.
It's better.
Fuck you.
Okay. It's 2d10 plus 4.
Quick.
I'll just roll 2d10, yeah.
Yep. Pen 6, so it's going to ignore his armor anyway.
No, I think right clicks back then.
10. The crack grenade slams into, in fact, they're magnetic, these particular ones. It sticks to him because he is made of metal. And it detonates. Luckily, the explosive seems to be aimed in towards him. It doesn't harm anyone else. And it just doesn't seem to do anything to him at all.
It's +4 as well, though. Remember?
Oh, sorry, it is. It's +4. So you do four wounds in that case.
Yay!
Where's his character sheet gone? It does do something. It blows some of the little worms off him.
Yeah.
Puts him to that. Okay, and then the timeline is restored as he goes slinking off, wriggling away. Canny's got his explosives out. Spring's going to go, "Don't let the wormy bastard get away!" And she's going to move into here, but she won't shoot. I'm just going to put Gladstock back. She won't shoot. She's scared of shooting Slab. Because he's her mate. And then it's Ted. I'm just going to move Ted and the combat servitor. Am I losing my mind, or have one of the fucking guards disappeared as well? All the guards have disappeared as well. That's weird.
That's an anomaly from the war.
And now I've got an extra Ted and an extra Ted's headless buddy.
Many Teds, many worlds. Excuse me, I'm just going to go and find something to eat.
You should eat bacon, Alan.
Tonight on Food Heresy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have any fucking bacon, thank you. Rub my nose in it.
I'll buy you some.
Well, it's not here. It's not here right now. James, maybe James.
It's all right, but I'll leave it for you for next Heresy.
No, you carry. That's one.
That's
I need
bacon,
right now.
yeah.
There might well be some bacon. Maybe. Hold on.
Hello, James.
We'll look into this.
Good evening, you slags.
Okay, I'll just catch you up. I'll just catch you up very briefly on what's happened, James. Officer Carell Hathard, who was missing at breakfast in the last session, we went back in time 2 hours to find out what he was doing. He woke up in his pyjamas and fell through a hole in the floor of the mansion that wasn't normally there, and spent maybe 10 or 15 minutes falling between floors of the mansion in his pyjamas, his Aquila branded pyjamas, and he found a room with a motorbike in, some news clippings from 10 to 20 years ago of a heroic arbiter performing feats of daring do around the city. His name was Anders Gable. Nobody knows who he is, do they? He's also found a very fancy, high-powered stub hand cannon called the Ace of Spades, and he got some Motorhead played at him as a result. And then somehow 2 hours passed while Officer Carell Hathard was bouncing around between floors in the mansion, and he wound up in a cell with the pistol and his PJs, just in time for the fight to start. In the meantime, Gladstock's taken a bit of a kick in. Ted has placed the crown on the combat servitor's head. The combat servitor woke up. Oh, it hasn't got a head, on its stump of a neck. You place the combat servitor on the stump of the neck, and a voice in your combead says, "Hi, Ted. Do you want to play a game?" And then the servitor has gone sprinting out of the cell. You've gone running after it because you couldn't get a shot off from where you were. You've been running down the corridor after the servitor towards where this fight's going on. Meanwhile, the fight, Slab and Gladstock got in a bit of a stalemate. Slab hacked some worms off Mr. Gladstock. Slab and Canny have basically fucked him right up, and he's tried to run away. Theranos has tried to crack grenade at him and done quite a bit of damage to him. Mr. Gladstock is currently best described as a carpet of metallic worms that's slithering across the floor, being chased by Slab. And Canny has in his hands a backpack full of explosives that he's just prepared. So things are about to take a bit of a dramatic turn, I think.
Nice.
It's turn 4. Springs refused to shoot because she's scared of shooting Slab in the back. You know, some people are genuinely afraid of shooting their teammates. Theranos, it's your turn.
I know, I think it's everybody except for me.
I'm going to crack him again.
You've got no line of sight on him at the moment.
I will get in position first.
Okay.
Get down that thing.
Okay, so this time he's not in melee, but you don't get half aim, so you've got single shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not in point blank, so it's single shot, short range. So that's plus 20. And then there's a minus 10 for the intervening guys as well. So it's just plus 10 this time. That's enough. He hasn't dodged this turn, so he's going to try and dodge that. He does not. Roll damage.
And that's plus 4 on that as well, so
Yep,
that's 17.
that's 17 minus his toughness. That's 7 wounds. Oof. Again, this grenade goes off Slab right in front of you. This well-placed lob over your head from the veteran guardsman lands in the middle of Mr. Gladstock's wormy mass and blows little bits of worms all over the place. And Slab, some of them like land on your shoulder, one lands on your shield, some of them get caught in the chest guard of your armor. And they're still alive. They're still fucking writhing around and trying, you realize, to get back down to the main body of Mr. Gladstock's wormy mass. It's then Mr. Gladstock's turn. And Mr. Gladstock is going to continue slithering along the floor into here. He's going to... where is he? What's his move? He's really fast, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to slither under the gap in the door here, Slab, right in front of your eyes. You hear a crash from inside. It sounds like something glass breaks, and then he comes back out again, back out from under the door, and you're fairly certain, Slab, that you can hear him say "fuck" in a million tiny high-pitched voices at once. And then he goes, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then he goes in here. 10, 11, 12, 13.
I return.
14.
I live again.
Well done, Alan.
None can vanquish me.
You have no power here, Red Black.
You have no power here.
Okay. Yeah, you've lost sight of him, Slab. He went first under the door south of you, and then came back out and went under the door to the west. He hasn't come back out. And then it's Jarek. Jarek's back here, so I'm just going to quickly move the guardsman.
Slab hasn't had a go.
Oh, fucking hell, what is going on? Yeah, sorry, Slab, it's your go. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Bonus days. No.
Sorry, I'm just, I'm getting really confused. Take your turn, Slab, while I'm going to move the guardsmen anyway, because none of them are on the map. They're not going to make a big difference. What would you like to do? Slab, you head into this room. You've never been in here before. The best way to describe this is this must be where all the washing up is done. There's a number of sinks here and a couple of tables and no sign of Mr. Wormy Gladstock.
I'll smash a sink.
Okay. I mean, you literally don't have to roll for this. They're quite thin, quite primitive and basic. And make an awareness check, please. There's no sign of Mr. Gladstock. You smash the sink in. There is a pipe that heads into the ground.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. I'm just going to move the rest of the guards. Chaps, won't be a second. The cards, chaps. Oh, lovely. Right, so that's 2, 3. So now 4 puts them there.
Actually, hang on. Let's have a little retcon.
A little retcon? Oh God, no!
I'm gonna go
Not a
for
little
minute.
retcon. Do you want to retcon something really trivial like the way you tied your shoes
Yeah.
this morning?
Yeah, I'm actually combing my hair from right to left.
Got a player in the other game who keeps at the beginning of every session. He's like, "Actually, can I just retcon something from last session?" Like, "Yeah, of course you can." He's like, "Yeah, instead of eating the cheese sandwich, I want to have eaten the ham sandwich." Like, yeah, whatever. It's like the most trivial shit. It doesn't matter.
There's no other exits in this room, is there?
There is not.
The door I came in and a fucking pipe in the floor.
Yep.
I'm gonna drop a frag grenade down the aisle.
Okay.
Pipe.
Where are you?
I don't care. If I fuck up the house, it ain't mine.
Just give me a damage roll, please. There's no need to roll for anything else.
Can't remember what frag grenades do.
2d10. Okay. All right. You drop this grenade. There is a boom. Just need to work out where else you might hear it from. There is this other sink that's next to you. Slab, there's like a flare of flame out there. Maybe a few bits of shrapnel come out as well. And behind you, there's a sink in the kitchen that also seems to rattle. A bit of smoke comes out of that. Corel, this door north of you looks like it was maybe already weakened. It falls off its hinges, and there's a bit of black smoke spilling out from that room. And also from, well, there's 2 doors pretty much north of you. Both of them seem to be spilling a bit of smoke. And I'd like you to make an awareness test, please, Corel and Ferrinus. And Canny can make one at -10, and Ted at -10 as well.
Oh no, I'm getting past in that.
All right, so Ferrinus and Canny, you both hear this boom from where Slab has just run into this room, and you hear it like come from a few other places. It seems to echo around the building. You see this burst of flame from the kitchen sink. You see this, Ferrinus, you see this door fly off its hinges just here, and what you both also see is all the way over here, this bit of wall here, if you can see where I'm clicking, that suddenly seems to shudder, and a big crack comes down through the plaster from the ceiling to the floor, and you can see again this bone exposed in the gap there. Move the guardsman. Jarek comes sprinting into position, and you hear his metallic voice over the comms demanding to know what's going on. And then it's Corel Hardhat.
Okay. So Corel, can you just can I see Gladstock or
No, you've no idea where he is. He went into the kitchen. You've seen a few others run into the kitchen. You've heard a boom, but you've no idea what's going on at the moment.
Okay. Where did he go?
Spring points to this door here and says, "He went in there. Slab went after him, and then everything went boom, didn't it?"
So is it the door at the end of the what do you call it?
This door here.
Ah, right. Okay, cool. I mean, we're running, turn, and then move behind the table, and then just aim my gun. along the length of the table towards that door.
Okay, and you can see through the door slabs there. He's ripped one of the sinks off the wall. There is a very thin trickle of water spilling out of the pipework there, and the drainage pipe has been blown to pieces.
All right. Okay. Not going to shoot into there. Obviously. Don't want to hit anybody. No friendly fire today, for once.
For once.
So I'm gonna take a half aim into that door and see if we can get a bead on the.
Okay. Yeah, you can keep aiming just in case anything comes out.
Yep.
Okay, Missy is going to continue dragging Thomas.
Overwatch. Overwatch. He must look ridiculous in his pajamas with a huge hand cannon.
Me to go?
It's turn 5, Canny. It's you.
Okay, can I charge this door to the south? So I think he's gone that way. Is this where I kind of seen him go?
Yeah, so you saw him. You know that I've just shut a door by mistake. You know that Slab has gone through this door here.
Uh-huh.
You know that there's an explosion just occurred in there, and at the same time you saw smoke coming up out of this kitchen sink, and you heard a crack at the same time, and you turned around and saw this bit of wall all the way over here cracking in time with that explosion.
I see.
Almost like somebody crack grenade.
Almost like that.
In fact, exactly like that.
Precisely.
Did I say what? Sorry? What did you say?
He said almost like it was a frag grenade.
A crack grenade.
Frag or crack?
Crack grenade. Crack. All about crack.
Fucking crackers.
Still up with the food, Alan. Fucking hell.
Sorry?
Crackers. Still up with the food. You're always having cheese in your on, and you're still in a cheese world.
Are you still hungry? I'm hungry.
I am a bit hungry actually. So now we got to mention it. Thinking about snacks in a minute.
Kenny's gonna charge this door here, Dave.
Okay.
The south. Not quite sure what's going on, so he's just gonna kind of just try and charge straight through it.
Yeah, give me a strength test.
It's got a headache.
Oof.
Oh no, I'll try a reroll.
Okay.
Why?
Canny smashes this door inwards. You can end up in there. You found the wine cellar, Canny. There's a couple of bottles on the floor are broken. There's some shards of glass, some precious wine on the floor. There's about 24 bottles of wine here on the racks.
Awesome.
Okay.
Just making a note. Canny charged the wine cellar. It feels like an important detail. It shouldn't be overlooked. Spring. She's gonna run over here, and she mimics your posture perfectly, Corell. She crouches behind the table with you, brings the revolver. She's got one in each hand, but she's just aiming with one, and she's looking at how you're kneeling and how you're resting your gun on the table and the grip and everything, and she puts one of the pistols away and mimics your grip. She even tries to mimic your stern glare through the door.
He's gonna take a glance over to her and just give her a nod.
Just slightly raise the barrel a little bit. Then it's Ted. Ted.
Hey,
Hey, Ted.
Annie charging the wine cellar, not the kind of detail you'd want to lift on.
Okay, Ted, what are you doing?
Oh,
Ted, you failed your awareness test, didn't you? But let me just do one for the combat servitor. So the combat servitor technically isn't under your control at the minute.
No, but
but it's
No!
Ooh.
Hey, today get weighted with me, Ted.
okay.
Well, last, not so fast. My fucking legs are tiny.
2, 3, 6, 7, 9. Where have I just put that? I literally just opened that character sheet. Where's it gone? So, none of you. Oh, Theranos, your attention's been caught by this thud that you heard over here on this wall, and this crack that's forming in the wall as well as a result of that. And you also see out of nowhere this fucking headless servitor come running down the corridor, and it's got like this weird sort of arrangement, like a collar with this blue crystalline at the stump of the neck, and it comes sprinting down the fucking corridor, and it veers off towards this door over here. You've never seen. Oh, have you seen this? Oh, you have seen this. You have seen this servitor. You were there when Ted brought this back with him from the mountain. It's the first time you've seen it moving about, though.
Okay. I mean, would Ferris know that it's not a threat?
I mean, hang on a sec. It's not your turn at the minute, but
You have to be determined.
you are aware it's Ted's machine he's been working on. You are aware that Ted is running along behind it. I'll leave the rest to you. Ted, what were you doing? Were you just moving?
Yeah, I was just running after it.
Okay.
Oh no, I can run 12.
Yeah.
Sweet.
As fast as your stumpy wee legs can carry you.
And I'm going to try and get in the way to tackle it, slow it down for Ted.
It's alright, I'm on it. 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's moved 9, I think.
Yeah, so Ted can run 12.
Or stumpy legs.
Okay, so Ted, you get to this door. The servitor has literally just stopped at the door and it's reaching for the door handle. That's how it ends its turn.
I'm just gonna run and then go. Where are you going?
It turns to you and you hear a voice in your head going, "Do you want to play a game, Ted?" Theranos, it is now you.
Okay.
You see,
Where's that?
You see Theranos, by the way. You do see him run up to this servitor and say, "Where are you going?" You don't hear the reply from the servitor.
I mean, where am I? Am I all the way down this corridor? Or...
You're still where you were before, over here.
Okay, 1 second. I've gone too far the other way, I reckon. Yeah, there we are. Map issues. Right. Let's see which room Silver Sludge went into. Mr.
Yeah, you
Lad.
did. You did. He went into this this door here.
Okay. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and open the door.
It was already open.
Oh well. Then go in.
Slab's in there with a shattered sink. There is a thin column of smoke rising up from the waste pipe.
I'm going to tell Stopbush to drop a grenade in there and then get out.
You can respond if you want, Slab.
Hey Slab, wrong guy.
Hey, man.
Hey Slab, we drop a grenade in here and then fuck off out the door like, yeah? Quite sharpish. Get a couple of frags.
Too late, I've already done that.
Whoa, fuck, I'm using the rest of my movement to fuck off out of that room.
It's already gone off.
That's my turn.
You've already heard the detonation of the grenade.
Oh,
You
okay.
heard the boom, and now Slab tells you what he's done. You've put two and two together, and you realise that the flames and the smoke you've seen from the kitchen sink and the shudder of the floor beneath your feet was probably that grenade going off.
All right, I'll just compliment him on his proper sharp and smart thinking. Then, seems I just shat myself and ran out of the room for a second. I'm going to keep that as canon because that's what I did.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to poke my head out and realise what he said as I was running out and go, "Oh yeah, that's pretty stupid, you slabber." Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay.
Turn of confusion. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay.
In character-wise.
It's Mr. Gladstock's turn. Mr. Gladstock is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's half an action. And he's going to retake human form. Oh, I've just got to do a thing. That's 15. No, it's not 15 at all.
Can you turn your fan, pigs?
Oh, is it doing it again? Sorry. 5. Is that better?
Yeah.
8. Mr. Gladstock reappears. For those of you that can see him, which is really only Ted. Ted, as you're braced at the door with Alyssa, and Alyssa's reaching for the door handle, and she says, "Do you want to play a game?" Something slithers under the door, this carpet of silver worms, and it moves under both you and the Alyssa fucking machine. A few meters away from you, it reforms into this wormy mass of humanness, vaguely almost, but not. And it turns and peers at both of you, but it seems to be concentrating mostly on Alyssa. And it's going to... it doesn't have a gun at the moment. Okay. It's going to run at Ted's headless buddy. Can't charge because that's a full action. Can't do anything else really. That wouldn't make sense. It's going to go there actually. That would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's going to go there and attack the servitor. It's a normal attack. No aim. It's a miss. Then it's Slab.
No, there's not much I can do really.
Don't know if you did you get that, James? What happened there?
No. Say again.
Gladstock emerged from under the door as like a carpet of silvery worms. Sort of flowed beneath you and the combat servitor, and then took human form and took a swing at the servitor, but missed.
Oh. GP.
Slab, from there, you can see Mr. Gladstock's back over there now. And there's wee Ted there and this combat servitor, which you also recognise because you were there when it was brought back.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Jarek is there. Jarek is going to... Yeah, Jarek is aware of what's going on. Jarek's going to charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oops. 6. There. Where's Jarek's character sheet? There it is. Charging with the spear. No, with the hammer. Plus 20 on the charge. I don't think he gets furious charge or anything. He does not. Plus 20 on the charge. Jarek hits. Gladstock's not going to dodge this because he's focused on the thingy. Ooh. That's going to be 8 wounds from the Mono Warhammer. That feels high. How have I got that? Rolled a 9. +2 +2. How does that make 18? 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that is right.
Adding 5 from strength.
Yeah, I didn't realise his strength was that high. Yeah, Jarek does 8 wounds to Mr. Gladstock. Bonk with the Mono Warhammer. I'm just going to move the other guardsmen, see where they end up. All right. Oh, there's too many people there. What's happened there? Right, that's right, that's right. Yep, the guardsmen, Tichelos, Vasquez, Light, and Eric come charging down the stairs, and they see this scene of Ted and Jarek and this servitor fighting with the pile of metal worms. They haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. They're going to get a bit sort of caught in their tracks there, slowed down for a moment. Then it's Corel. Corel, give me an awareness test, please.
Okay. Oh god, my strongest skill. He's aware that laws are probably being broken, and that's about it.
Somewhere a law has always been broken. There you go. 2 degrees of success. You hear a shout and a yell and a thud of something slamming into something metallic back through this door that you've just come from. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look to Springo. Cover me. So it's back through here, yeah?
Yep.
Through here.
Back the way you came.
Okay. So I'm going to basically move. To the door. To the other side of the door. And then, like, hold my gun like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Missy and
Have a quick
Thomas.
glance round.
Missy and Thomas. Missy screams again. She heads back this way and pushes open this door. Then it's turn 5, and it's going to be Canny's turn. Canny, give me an awareness check. I'm just off for a wee. Okay, Canny, you can hear the sounds of combat from back the way you came. You're also aware, Canny, there's some really expensive bottles of wine on the floor here.
Okay, can I quick draw up an expensive bottle of wine?
You can, yeah.
Okay, great. I shall do so, and then I shall make a run after Gladstock and Co.
Okay.
Which should be something like I think I'll be able to run up to. Oops.
Oh god, I think I've just put my headphone cable again, Dave. Okay, is that you? Is that you done there?
I'm just checking, mate. No, I've still got a bit more movement to go.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll run to there, Dave, with a bottle of wine scooped up.
Yep. Okie dokie.
Go.
It's oh, that's not right. It's spring. Spring is. What's she gonna do? Let's have a look. She's gonna follow Carell. That's for certain. I'm just check her move. She's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's kind of following Carell until she sees Gladstock. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And she starts sprinting down here. She overtakes you, Canny. She's a nimble old lass. Ted.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey! You dirty wee Sassenach. I don't even know what a Sassenach is, but it's a great word.
I'll
It's English, basically.
You're what? Sorry, Ted?
I'll hit him with my hammer.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I thought, like
He's in melee with Ted, Ted's headless buddy, and Jarek, so you get a plus 20. If you're doing a single attack, you can aim it, and you'll get a plus 10 from that as well. So that'd be plus 40 in total.
You can aim a melee.
Yep. Just shows how often James plays melee characters. Ooh.
Is it just 10 for a single attack then?
Yeah, it's plus 10 for a single attack, plus 30 for all out attack. You can add a fate point to that if you want to give yourself a hit.
Yeah, may as well. Better than rerolling.
Okay. Gladstock's going to try and dodge you. Where did you hit him? In the 88s? In the leg? Oh no, it doesn't matter. It's always the body with him. He's just one big body. He does dodge you. You swing an appendage, perhaps one of the ones that's reaching out for the servitor, and it just seems to change its shape and mould around the hammer blow, and you don't feel it connect. But the combat servitor is going to do something. Really shouldn't do that. Really shouldn't do that, but it's going to anyway. I can't, it's in melee. Damn it. That would have been amazing. Heavy flamer, but no, can't do that. It's going to half aim, standard attack, and a plus 20 from you boys. Gladstock can't dodge this. Ted's headless buddy reaches out with the power claw and just squeezes around Mr. Gladstock's wormy hive head is the best way to describe it. And she crushes him, and he will take some significant damage. But normal rolls don't really... Oh no, that's the wrong character sheet. That's her character sheet. Okay. That's 8 damage to the body. Let me just check. I think that's a kill. But it's not a kill. It's a kill, but not a kill. Is it rending?
Energy.
Energy, yeah. the attack washes over the target, the skin turns black and peels off. He doesn't have any skin while the body fat seeps out. He doesn't have any body fat. Stunned for 2d rounds, and the attack halves his strength. It's not a kill. And he ignores the effects of critical damage.
Leg.
But even so, he's still not dead. The servitor grabs, probably several hundred of the little metallic worms and squeezes them, and you see these spurts of putrid oil and this crackle and tinkle of metal being crushed, and they discharge the power field from her claw. Gladstock seems to feel it, he seems to convulse, but he's still standing, impossibly. And then it's Ferinus.
Isn't he a worm?
He's many, 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 many worms.
So is he technically standing?
Well, no, I suppose not. He's kind of always standing and not standing at the same time, I suppose, if you think about it.
Constant sense of gymnastics.
It's like, I like to imagine that there's a great number of worms in Gladstock bodies that are always stood stock upright, and the rest of them are like formed around them, like he's got a skeleton of very obedient upright worms.
Has he gone full earthworm Jim?
Not yet, just give him a few minutes. At this rate, he's not going to survive very long.
I'm just trying to connect to the internet on my PC. Maybe I should connect it onto my. Oh, I'll do that. Send me being slow.
Go back here.
Right, can I see Mr. Gladstock, the ripened pile of worms?
Not from where you are, no, because you're still stood in the doorway.
Do I know where it's been?
Did you make that? Did you make the awareness test?
I did. I've passed every awareness test you've given me so far.
Yeah, I don't know if there
Unless
was a
there's another
recent one. There is a recent one. Yeah, so make one now. You haven't made one since this started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is just to see if you can hear what's going on. There'll be a +20 actually. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my fingers are in my ears, mate.
You can fate point it if you want, mate.
No.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll just move.
You're not sure what's going on. You're not sure where Mr. Gladstock's gone. Slab has pushed past you and headed back out the door. Corell and Spring have headed that way. You see Missy. Missy's stood up here as well, screaming and trying to get into the room north of her.
So, the door. I can have a look in this door. I see him.
You see him. There he is. Surrounded.
3, 4, 5. I'm gonna throw a crack grenade at Gladders.
How far have you moved?
6.
Yeah, you can't attack them, can you? You've used your.
Oh shit!
move.
Yeah. I'll get back. I'll get into a better position then.
Yep. Yeah. You
I
can keep
will.
moving. You can run.
Why won't they let me get through this door? I'm probably going through the wrong way.
You should be able to go through it.
There we are. No, I was going through the square above.
Alright, okay.
You know,
It's a bit weird because I think the
That's right,
door's on like a.
it's my
half
fault.
tile.
It's my fault.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's the door. I think it's the door's fault.
No,
so therefore
no,
me.
no.
No,
Hey,
no, it's my
if I
fault.
can
No,
figure
it's
out-
my
If
fault.
I can
You-
figure out how to
Oh.
move my character a bit more, then it's my fault.
You-
It's my fault. It's my fault and the
Just gotta
door's
ram
fault.
him into those corners like a debugger.
Yeah, you've got like jink through the doors. That's you've got strafe your way through the doors.
Consistent. Yeah.
River dance through the doors. That's the way.
That's the one, just debug your way through. You'll get there,
In
mate.
the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, river dancing is the most efficient way of
Honestly,
movement.
sometimes if you just slam your token against something enough in a game, it's enough to fuck the game up.
Yeah, that's true in real life too. Right, so
Yeah.
you've moved to there, Mr. Gladstock again. Ted, Canny, you're probably close enough to see it now as well. You can see that the gaps where Mr. Gladstock's form has taken damage, the worms are beginning to rebuild the gaps in his form, almost like he's regenerating. And he is going to reach out and he's going to try and grab the servitor. by the neck, where the collar is. And Ted, you're close enough to hear a million tiny voices say, "This is all your fault, you bitch!" And he's going to try and grapple the servitor. Actually, no. The first attack isn't a grapple. The first attack is him just grasping her. Ooh. It's a half aim. Single attack. He misses. The servitor's remarkably live, remarkably nimble on its feet. He reaches towards Alyssa's body and she jinks. Slab, 'tis you.
I'm charging.
Radio. Where's your charge ending?
Between Ted and Jarek, so I'm just going to barge my way in.
Is it a 50-50 between Ted and Jarek, or is it more of a 70-30 towards one of them?
It's there.
Towards Jarek. I'm just going to see if Jarek manages to not get fucking clattered off his feet, because you're definitely going to push him out of the way. Jarek fucking flies back. 1, 2, 3. Over there. It doesn't take any damage. It just knocks him back. He stumbles. So you've got plus... Do you have Furious Charge?
I do, so I've got plus 30.
Yeah, plus you've also got a plus 20 from the melee assistance from Ted and the Servitor.
Yeah, team up or double team.
Well, I needed 101.
Roll damage.
Can't really miss.
You could have got better odds.
Yeah, you could have got fucking 10 degrees of success maybe. Roll damage. There's nothing you can do. 13 at pen 5, so that's going to be terrifyingly. That's only 3 damage from the mighty fucking Ogrin. But that's how you beat someone like Gladstock. You chip away. Yeah, he's got unnatural toughness, so he takes a lot of damage, even if your armor's piercing's pretty good. That's Slab's turn. Jarek's. Jarek turns to you. He brings up the shield and the hammer again, and you hear a voice in your ear, Slab, a mechanical voice that just goes, "Oi!" And he moves in. He's going to make his attack. It's not going to be a half aim. It's just going to be a standard attack, but he's going to get a plus 20 for the ganging up. There we go. That's a hit. It's the same as last time, I think. Another 8 wounds on Mr. Gladstock. More big chunks of Gladstock's form come loose. And it's Corel Hardhat. What are you doing, Corel? Besides eating whatever it is you're eating. I don't know what happened there.
Cheese on toast and smoky bacon crisp.
Johnny paused for a moment and my internet connection glitched with him holding up his cheese on toast, and he kind of went and then ate it at high speed. Like a hamster. What are you doing, Johnny?
Looking a little bit like Bruce Willis.
Yes, you're right.
It's not your day.
There was a drummer in I played a gig last night. There was a drummer in one of the bands who had shoulder length, really dark ringlety hair, and he was quite muscly. And he took his shirt off, and he was drumming. And in between songs, he kept pausing, and he was dripping in sweat. And he's there, muscly, dark curly hair, and he was like this. And he looked like Sylvester Stallone in Rambo First Blood. And I couldn't stop laughing. And at the end of the night, when I was leaving, bearing in mind I wasn't even drinking. I went up to him and went, "Yeah, good set, mate. Really enjoyed it." He's like, "Yeah, I enjoyed yours too." And I went, "Can I just say, you look just like Sylvester Stallone in Rambo: First Blood in between songs." He went, "Oddly enough, that's not the first time someone's told me that."
Mine says fingers spastic.
What's your spastic connection doing, Johnny?
Oh.
Malfunctioning.
There is only room for one robot in this fight, Johnny.
Turn that off.
Oh,
Can I see Gladstock? Can I see Gladstock from where I am?
You probably can, but there's a lot of intervening people. There's people on the stairs. There's people on Canny. There's Slab. It's going to be a hefty penalty if you try and shoot from there.
Worth it though, isn't it?
I mean, only if you say, "I think I know what I'm doing" before you pull the trigger.
I think I know what I'm doing.
It's going to be, it'll be a single shot.
Shot.
You can do a half aim.
Half aim shot. Yeah.
Single shot, half aim.
No.
Range plus 30. It's going to be minus 20 for intervening and minus 20 for him being in melee. It's going to be a minus 10 ballistic skill.
Okay.
Okay.
That's worth it. Not too bad. Okay. Possibly go wrong.
I mean, there's several people you could kill with one shot, is what could go wrong. But go for it.
Go.
Oof. Jammy fucker. If Gladstock had a head, you'd have hit him in it right now. Roll for damage with the Ace of Spades, if you would, please.
Oh, yeah. Have some of this. Ace of Spades action. Come on, there. Oh. Fuck on that. Suck on that, Gladstock.
He does actually suck on that. And that does 4 wounds to him.
Cool.
Which does significant damage to him. And he breaks down. There is a moment when the entire mass of worms just breaks apart and becomes millions of individual worms. And then there is this shudder that runs through the mansion in the immediate area. Those of you within a few meters feel it. This wash of strange energy. And for a moment you imagine this is what it must feel like to be dead. And then the worms begin to reform and re-knit once more.
Oh, fucking hell, that's not good.
Missy and Thomas run into their bedroom screaming. Thomas actually isn't screaming. It's mostly Missy doing the screaming. Okay, then it's
Thomas Arm.
turns. You what? Sorry, mate. What was that, Johnny?
It's Thomas Arm.
Thomas.
It's Thomas Arm.
Thomas is not armed, despite your best attempts at giving an 18-month-old a weapon. On numerous occasions, Thomas is not armed. Turn 7, Canny.
Hey, not me, it's Siegfried.
I'd like to make a charge. I'd like to charge to this location, please.
Yep.
Make a charge check on Gladstock.
Okay. Got a plus 20 for the assist from everyone as well.
Cool. I've got what do you call it? Double team as well.
Yep.
Double team. So is that charge plus 30?
Yeah.
Weapons plus 15. 45. Ridiculous.
This is turn 7. Gladstock gets his dodge back. He's going to try and dodge you.
He would.
He does not. Please roll damage.
Okay, so When charging it, +2 damage from Blood for the Blood God.
Yep.
I'd like to spend a fate point to increase its damage by each degree of success on the attack roll.
Okay.
Which was 9 degrees.
Finish it.
Finish
Yeah.
Choppy.
Fucking hell.
With a prayer to the dark god of slaughter, Canny swings Molly and slices through the very core of what Gladstock was.
Whoa, 26.
The worms
Fucking hell.
collapse to the ground.
No.
The cloak that he wears seems to disintegrate. It appears that the shroud cloak he wore, was always made of these worms as well. And he just breaks down into these millions of tiny little quivering, robotic, living metal worms that shed foul-looking oil and gunk, quiver for a few more seconds, then they all lay still. And Gladstock is dead. And you're out
Who
of
only held
combat.
us back anyway?
Hey, that was getting a bit sick of it, really. Gladstock, I mean. Invited.
The guardsmen are downstairs now. You're out of combat. You're out of turn order. Everyone's present. And Spring wanders over, gives him a poke with her toe and goes, Is he fucking dead then?
No, I mean...
Is that what advanced space herpes looks like then?
I mean, that's not Mr. Gladstock, right? Yeah?
Space herpes take hold.
Space herpes, I've heard of that. I think some of the boys back home had that.
He's,
Threat neutralized. Good
That's
work,
so
squad.
I'll miss our Bladders. He used to freak me out, but I'll miss him.
Jarek voxes into all of you through the comm and says, There is something amiss here. This cannot be Interrogator Simeon Gladstock, loyal, known agent of the Inquisition, for he is merely a pile of worms. You don't know if Jarek ever knew some of the things the rest of you discovered about Gladstock. The rest of the guardsmen come round.
Logic.
The mansion
You reckon they'll be
shakes.
all right, fried. So,
I'll ask Alyssa, how long have we got before this mansion comes down around our ears?
She turns bodily to face you. She doesn't turn her head because she doesn't have one. She turns entirely to face you. And there is a chime.
The head where the fucking head should be.
She hasn't got a head at the minute. There is a chime in the comm beads of all of your voxes as she patches herself into your comm beads. Bong, 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 bong. And she says, Hello. I estimate we have around a minute before the mansion begins to completely break down. I don't know that much about it, but I don't think we want to be in here when that happens.
I'll have to send you that sound effect, Alan. I mean, okay. I remember doing that in my prison.
Where do you think I got it from?
Yeah, it just reminded me. It's a flashback when you did it.
Let's get out of here.
I'm with you. Don't want to be trapped in wherever the fuck this is.
Okay, so is that what you're doing? You're leaving?
I think we should.
Where to? Shall we go to the Reckless Endeavour or onto land?
Will we have time to get to the teleportarium? Is there a teleportation place?
There is not a teleportarium.
In the two doors.
There is one door that leads out of the mansion that leads to two different locations. One that heads to the Reckless Endeavour, one that heads to the Shanty Town. The only other way that you know of getting out is via the vehicles that have teleportation beacons on them. But you've always been told never ever stay in the vehicles while they're being teleported.
Okay. So it's the door then.
It's like doors.
Okay. So is it everyone that's here on this map? Are you all heading up to the foyer and out through the door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go, go, go! Oh, Carol's gonna be fucking stuck in his fucking jammers.
Yeah, he is. He is. That's the best thing about this. Okay.
I know your pain, Johnny.
No, man. That's
They like to give us really nice armor and then take it away. I know you feel.
Ooh.
Here we go. All right.
I'm a-
The mansion is falling apart around you as you sprint down the hallway. Each footfall seems to shake loose chunks of plaster from the ceiling, crack the fluted columns, and splinter the plaster on the walls. The rich, dark wood panelling splinters and crumbles. The ornate mouldings crack open. With each step, with each wound in the mansion, the stark, pale, bone-like surface beneath becomes more and more visible. But that too, you realise now, is beginning to show signs of breaking down. And as you race towards the foyer, up the staircase into the grand reception room, the steps of the stairs buckling and sagging under your weight, the polished wooden floors splitting asunder, the banisters snapping like brittle twigs. A heavy, dust-covered chandelier crashes to the floor in the foyer from the ceiling, shattering into a spray of glass and silver fragments. The ceiling above groans ominously as the web of cracks spreads across its plaster surfaces. The floor begins to feel unstable, spongy almost, as floorboards splinter and give way, revealing a mesh of this bone-like material that twists and crackles as the mansion shifts. The ground shifts constantly as you move forward, opening up gaps that seem to lead to nowhere, nothingness glimpsed beyond them. It's difficult to perceive these gaps of nothingness. They somehow shimmer and ripple and are unable to be focused upon. And as you burst properly into the grand foyer seeking a way out, you see massive windows high in the ceiling shattering outwards, the frames twisting and warping as they begin to deconstruct. Elegant marble columns that once held the ceiling aloft begin to rot and roil, bursting forth with a strange purple-green unlight and chaotic energy. And Canny, you stop for a moment, transfixed by the view. It is beautiful, and you can hear something here, Canny, a voice. It calls to you. What does the voice say to you, Canny?
Hello.
Hello, calls a voice, a deep, sonorous voice. It's trying to get your attention, but there's no time for it, Canny. You keep moving on. The mansion continues to shudder and shake. The foundations are collapsing now. The whole place feels like it's sinking. The air is filling with the snapping of wood and bone, a cacophony that drowns out your own panicked breathing. And you reach the front door to the mansion, and you grab it and twist and pull, and beyond that ornate wooden door there is naught but a wall of bone.
Hello.
There is no way out. You will die here, you realise. All of you. But then, there's a sudden rush of air, and a deadening of sound, and a thin, membranous tearing reality opens up in the wall beside you. It expands quickly, appearing like a shimmering, rippling oval of glassy water, and a faint keening noise can be heard in the air as 3 figures step through. Tall, lithe, and graceful, and quite clearly not human. One, obviously female, wink wink, pause for Johnny, carries an elegant blade which shimmers with power. Her red hair is pulled back in a tight and high ponytail. Her eyes are golden. She has a haughty expression, and her ears are pointed. She wears flowing robes of emerald green and cream, embroidered with strange markings. The second figure is male, although he is just as lithe and graceful as the first. His hair is silver white and hangs loose and wild around his angular face, the bottom half of which is covered by a half mask. His emerald eyes match the green of his segmented armour and the flowing hooded cloak that he wears. He carries a long rifle, clearly Xenos in origin. The third figure, their gender is indeterminable. That same slight build, the same graceful movements, but there is this very strange genderless quality to this third figure. And while its companion's clothing is simple and elegant, this figure's garb is a riot of colours and wild patterns. Strange icons and fetishes, pause for Johnny, hang from shoulders and from belts. A long-tailed coat over supple armour. The whole outfit is a clashing mess of checked and striped fabrics in bright, gaudy colours, designed to draw the eye, you imagine. And their face is obscured by a mask, which is a caricature of a wildly smiling face. A pistol hangs from their belt, a curving blade is in one hand, and a strange long needle-like device emerges from the wrist of the other. The creature extends a leg before it and drops into a strange, mocking bow. But the first figure, the female, says to you, "My name is Faydal. I am an ally. I have met with your Veneta." She reaches a hand towards you. "Come with me if you want to live."
Right.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
See that? See the punch.
Okay, so this is an important decision here. Who is going with these strange creatures and who would like to purge them?
That sounds like a lead.
We get
Oh. I've never fought an Harlequin before.
Just to specify exactly what it is, it's a Harlequin, a Ranger, and a fucking Farseer.
No, I'm not picking number 3 of them. Easy.
Would my character know what a Farseer is?
None of you would know what Eldar are, to be fair. Unless you've got some sort of Forbidden Law Xenos, you would have no idea what Eldar are.
So the 3 just skinny cunts in our...
3 skinny cunts with pointy ears that look a bit tall, that are basically saying, they're basically doing the Terminator 2, "Come with me if you want to live" speech.
All right.
God. Okay. Well, don't look for me for leading. I'm just one of your plebs.
You can still make the decision.
How did you know?
Oh well, I say let's open a trade negotiation and have you got any pleasure houses?
There is no time for such frivolity. You will die horrifically and be trapped in eternal torment if you do not come with us now.
Oh, let's go with the Eldar. Yeah.
You will
I
have to
don't see
roll
anything else.
a new character if you do not come with us now. No, they don't say it.
Well, I don't like. It sounded bad. Let's go. Oh.
Is anyone not going?
No. I am going. I'm not staying. Fuck that.
Well, let's see the wizard.
We're off to see the wizard,
Well,
the
that's
wonderful
technically
wizard
true.
of unspecified craft world.
A really good craft world.
Okay. You step through the portal. You lurch sideways, and your mind feels like it momentarily comes apart from your body. It's a feeling each of you have felt before, every time you enter or leave the mansion. And for a moment you find yourself standing in darkness, and the rippling, glassy mirror of the portal snaps closed behind you. And then light from a tunnel ahead, and you see the 3 Eldar figures leading the way towards the tunnel. You follow them, and you emerge into daylight, and it's hot. The air is stifling. The ground beneath your feet is a fine sand of red and orange hues. You're still on Desolium, you think. The male Eldar, the one carrying the rifle and dressed in green, is crouched at the edge of a ridgeline. He peers through a monocular into the distance. The Harlequin dances and cavorts a few meters away. But the female stands tall and proud, her posture rigid. She regards each of you for a moment. Her expression is oddly neutral. She turns her head and points with an elegant finger to the horizon. Your city lies that way, but you will never reach it on foot. The beasts, the heat, or those that feast on the flesh of their own will find you first and claim your lives. Canny's stomach rumbles. The male in the green cloak stands, his cloak fluttering in the breeze. He turns towards you and says, "There is a settlement a few hours' walk from here." He points to the east. There you will find transportation to take you back to your city.
We owe you our thanks.
Yeah. Cheers. Is there anything you need?
The female one shakes her head, and it's a very specifically human gesture. You can't help think, it's odd to see something that is clearly not human make such a human gesture. She says, "Your thanks is not necessary nor warranted. We are merely repaying a debt."
Well, thank you very much.
Ted'll nod gratitude, and then he'll wander off. He'll look at the robot, the servitor. Come on, lass.
Anyone else doing or
still
saying
not-
anything with the Eldar?
You got any other clothing besides? I'm stuck in my job.
Unfortunately, you are dressed as you arrived.
So it would seem. He just looks down and it's just like, oh,
He's fucking
they're all
in his standard issue of Quilla PJs.
in a fucking desert.
And his Emperor Bunny slippers.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
fucking burning.
canon. Emperor Bunny slippers. That's exactly what you're wearing.
Bunny of justice.
The 3 strange creatures stand there and stare at you all.
Did you ever see the one, about the guy? Did you ever see that one? I saw it.
Are you saying that to
I
one
saw
of these?
I mean, to whoever will listen.
The Harlequin.
Turn-
The Harlequin
Engineer.
stops his dancing, cocks his head, and peers at you, Canny.
I mean, you remember the time, before that one, No. Was it just me?
The Harlequin sits down cross-legged, like this, staring at you. His face, by the way, his mask has taken on a puzzled expression.
Just forget I asked.
The Harlequin's face is suddenly a sad one. He does this.
Got me in his eye.
I'm not staying to be
Bit of sadness.
patronised by the fucking mime.
It's a fucking Eldar mime.
From the day again for Carol just takes his head. He's like, "What the hell's going on?" And he just turns towards. Can we see the city in the distance?
You can't see the city, but there is a settlement to the east. As you reach the ridge, you can see this settlement maybe 10 miles away.
Okay, starts walking towards it.
Okay. Anyone else doing or saying anything with the Eldar, or are you all just leaving?
The fuck's speaking to those freaks? I'm off.
Have you got any? Have you any provisions? I'm starving.
The male with the silver grey hair says, "Unfortunately, nothing that would suit your constitution."
No lembas bread or anything.
No. He points into the desert and says, "If you are unlucky, you may encounter some fauna in the desert that you can feed upon."
Unlucky.
Well, the chances of them feeding upon you are much higher.
Thanks for the tip.
And as a native
Yeah,
of the world, Karel, you have heard stories that the wildlife of Desilium is very sparse and very rare, but very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Goes to holster his pistol, and then he realizes he ain't got a fucking holster. He's like,
Tuck it into the waistband of his jammies.
yeah.
Okay. Everyone trotting off?
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna get a drink just a second. Hayden. Hayden, are you still with us? Hello.
Yes, I was just drifting.
Ah, well, don't drift, because Silas in the wastes,
my turn.
in the wastes beyond the hive's skin, Silas and his stowaway Agnetha headed west, sweeping with the Auspex, searching for riches and treasure, items of value for Mr. Gladstock. And they chatted as they drove. Silas, you spoke to Agnetha. You asked her to bring some of your psycho luck to your hunt. But it didn't work like that, she said.
I didn't do.
She's no divine. Oh, she is a diviner, rather. But she is a diviner. She's
not a proper diviner.
I'm not a prophet. She is a diviner, one who sees the future. But her visions come to her passively. She told you she has no control over them. And such a vision brought her here to this world around 10 years ago, and guided her to the carnival where she's lived ever since. And last night, another vision showed her the carnival bathed in blood, so she left. And she found your wagon, which she kind of broke into, which might have annoyed you a bit, but she also saved your life. She believes that the God Emperor guides her through these visions. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know where she's going, but she trusts in him. She trusts in his plan. And last night, as night fell in the wasteland, you parked your wagon before a cave that your detection systems had led you to. There was something inside the cave. Your equipment was detecting a faint energy signature. But it was getting very late and dark, and you were tired. So you slept in your wagon with Agnetha. Not like that, just in the same vehicle. Pause for Johnny. And the following morning, when you awoke, the rad storm that had tried to kill you quite brutally had cleared up during the night. And over breakfast, Agnetha told you she had had another vision. In her sleep, a vision of a huge, hulking man with glowing red eyes. And she said he stood in a place of darkness, and she must find him, she said. It was the God Emperor's will. And you said, do you remember what you said, Hayden? You there, Hayden?
Yes.
Do you remember what you said to her?
Let me sit up. What did I say?
You said perhaps he is here in this cave, this hulking figure with red eyes.
I did. That's right. That's right. Back there, are we?
So, yeah, you grab your gear, you lit your lamp packs, and you headed off into the darkness of the cave. You didn't find the huge mystery man Agnetha had dreamt of. You did find some treasure buried in the dirt. You found this small spherical object, a couple of inches across, made of very intricate brass and silver concentric rings and cogs, almost like a clockwork device. Neither of you knew what to make of it. It was very well made. It had an internal power cell, but it was only just holding a charge. It was dying. This was what you detected. And Agnetha found a body in the darkness, a body that looked like it had been killed by a bolt round to the chest, you suspected. It had been stripped of items of value, but there was a small camp nearby in an alcove in the cave. You nearly missed it. There was a sleeping bag, some items of survival gear, and a small box made of chitalium, a very valuable metal that is used for shielding warp drives or reactor cores, and sometimes it's used symbolically by members of the ecclesiarchy. It's a very pure metal. Certain members of the priesthood or sisters of battle wear rings made of it to denote their purity. And you open the box, and there was a small depression. There was like a red velvet lining and a small depression, spherical depression. You realised that this device you'd found would fit in that box. Okay? And you left the cave. You pondered this with Agnetha. You didn't really know what to make of it. You didn't know what you'd found. But you carried on driving. You headed a bit further west, sweeping around the southern edge of Desilium Primus. And you encountered a settlement. Quite a simple settlement made from slabs of rock and ferrocrete and scrap metal. And the sign on the gate proclaimed either the settlement's purpose or its name, or both. You weren't sure. And you parked the wagon alongside a rather rickety-looking truck, and you were allowed entry into this town, passing by rough wasteland dwellers and heading into the small town's heart. "Welcome to trade," somebody said to you as you entered. And that's where we're going to pick up now with Silas. So, Silas, you've visited a few settlements out here in the wastes before, but this one is new to you. Maybe you've never passed by this way before. It's quite large compared to some towns you've encountered. Maybe a few hundred people live here. Defensive wall looks solid. Could probably, hold off raiders or the aggressive animal life for quite some time. And the whole time you're walking through this town, you're being watched. There's men on the roofs of buildings. No building here is more than 1 story high. There's always men armed with rifles and shotguns on the roofs watching you. And they're making it very obvious that they're watching you. You can't blame them for that. Outsiders are very rarely trusted out here in the wastes, but settlements like this rely on trade, so they have to open their gates. They have a reputation as people who deal swiftly with those that would abuse the trust that they give by allowing people in. They have one simple rule, Silas: don't fuck with us, and we won't fuck with you.
Oh, well, you got my word there.
As you move deeper into the town, your nose and the sounds of laughter and yelling vendors guide you towards the marketplace. And you can smell roasting meat, cheap alcohol, tobacco, IO, obscura, strong waft of promethium spills from nearby stacks of barrels. Some sort of deal is being made between a weather-beaten, shaven-headed man with one leg and a scraggly fellow in crude bone and hide armor. A waste ravager, you think. People like him make their living in a similar way to you, Silas, with scavenging, but they tend to take a lot of what they sell by force rather than just, picking up what they come across. Ahead of you, you see a woman pushing a wheeled cart loaded with meat on skewers, wrapped in flatbreads. And she perks up as she sees you and Agnetha, and she says, "Meat on a stick, darling! One for your lady friend, too!" And nearby, there's a thick-set chap with a dozen bottles of transparent plastic strapped to his back. He has a dispenser wand connected by a hose to these bottles, and he goes, "Water! Recycled, freshish water!" And hearing the cry of these two vendors, the man selling Promethean fuel, who you've just walked past, wraps up his deal with the Wasteland Ravager. It takes a few steps towards you and says, "All right, buddy, you got wheels, you need fuel, just come and see Hark, yeah? Yeah?" And a squat, single-story building of steel and ferrocrete stands ahead. The smell of alcohol and smoke drifts towards you, along with the muffled sound of music within. The door above the sign reads, "The Oasis." The man with the pipe... Oh, sorry. There's a man with pipes feeding into his nostrils, dressed in dirty crimson robes, peering at you from behind a barred window. Behind him, you can see boxes and boxes of ammunition crates. To the east, you can see the market. Crude stalls selling guns, blades, stims, chems, meat, clothing, all sorts seems to be available. And you're barely within the perimeter of the core of this trade town when a wild-eyed, scraggly bearded man wearing a helmet fitted with dozens of strange antennae leaps into your path, Silas. And he goes, "Way! Second-hand hands for sale. Handrews discount second-hand hands. All in good working order. Some mind the corrosion and grime under the pseudo fingernails, but other than that, they're all perfect. Sir, can I interest you in a second-hand hand? You never know when one might come in handy." Hey.
Well, I might put my hands together and clap, but seems we got two. I don't need one.
Just a second. I'm going to put you onto a map. This is the map to trade. Where's the witch? There he is. There you go.
That was a quick burn from Silas.
There you go, Silas. You're on the map. You can see Hark, the fuel seller. You can see Handrew, the second-hand hand salesman. You can see Rosie, the food lady. Mert, the water boy. Milson. Handrew, yeah. There is the bars over this way. There is this ammunition place here. The market is further to the east. What would you like to do?
Make Handrew my friend and let him accompany for my whole entire journey. He can sell hands out the back of my car.
And though you want to buy a hand, sir, they're a snip. I made them all myself. And he opens his coat, and he's got all these artificial hands. They're all left hands, all hanging inside his coat. You notice his own left hand is also artificial.
Do you have one for mixing dough?
For what, sorry?
Mixing dough.
I mean, they're just hands, mate. They can do anything, you know. They can mix dough. They can pick things up, put things down again, move stuff about, move it back to where it was, touch things, point at things, all the usual things hands can do.
Well, nice to meet you, sir. I'm off.
Oh, all right. Oh, fucking hell. There's a sale there. Fucking hell.
Gonna keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, funny. Real funny. Always do. No one ever wants to buy Andrew's second-hand hands. Each one lovingly crafted. An item of...
Get it, he's made them all himself, so... Did he sell them to himself, then someone else, and the rubbish would be returned?
Are you asking me, or are you asking him?
No, I'm off.
Oh.
I do like Andrew.
Agnetha walks on with you. She stays very close to you. There's Rosie, the food lady. So there's this woman with this cart covered in meat. Most of it's on skewers or in flatbreads. And she says, "Oh, all right, sir, can I interest you in some meat?"
Yes. Agatha, would you like some meat on a stick?
That depends entirely on what sort of meat it is, young lady. And the young lass with the cart sort of gestures wildly with her hand, says, you know, meat from, you know, creatures that give meat when you kill them.
Just general meat, then, is it? Is it like a
Little bit of this.
kebab?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. We got it on a stick, we got it in bread. Which do you want? No, and then she goes,
Would you like?
sorry, bread. I'm not allowed to call it bread on account of trademarking and all that.
All right. I'll have one meat stick, please.
One meat stick, lovely. Agatha says, "Oh, I'll have one too when in
All
trade."
right. I'll have 2 meat sticks.
Okay, that'll be 2 phones, please, sir.
And I'll pass over 2 phones to her and say, "Have a good day, ma'am." And excuse me, do you know any good rumors or anything happening in this place? Good trade deals?
Oh, rumours.
You know, with your meaty sticks.
Rumours. I know a brilliant rumour. I hear Sunil's got the clap.
Oh shit! Does the door just keep banging?
All the time.
Oh well, I'll be sure to stay clear of that one.
You probably
And
should.
what's this oasis like for a drink and a?
Well, you know, it mostly caters to those from out of town, the travellers and all that. You know, the ravagers, those that pass through the market, folks like yourself.
So does
I
it sell
imagine.
horses?
No, what's a horse?
Sorry. You know, spiky dog monster.
It sells food and drink, my good man. Just don't tell him you bought any meat from me, yeah?
Oh, I won't do. What sort of meat do they sell?
Oh, you know, stuff from all over.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're most welcome,
And I'll
sir.
move on.
As you turn round,
I'll move.
there's this guy stood right behind you with all these bottles of water on his back. And he stood there holding his little wand that dispenses water, and he goes, "Hello, sir. Can I offer you some fresh-ish recycled water?"
No, thank you. I have my own very clean, purified.
Are
supply
you
of-
sure, sir? It's a very hot, dry day. Wouldn't want you to get all dehydrated.
I'll be quite all right. Agatha, would you like to partake in some dodgy, almost fresh water?
No. I think I'm fine, thank you, Silas.
Well, sorry, Mel. No, thank you, but thank you for the generous offer of your business.
It's fine on your end,
That's
be
all.
it. Don't blame old Merle when you die a shriveled, desiccated corpse in the middle of the wasteland.
I won't, honestly.
Is that it for the night?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I'm going back. Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. Did he say there's a gun salesman around here?
There is, over to the east. There is a market.
I'll start heading to the market then. What's this dude doing there? Like what looks like a plasma gun on its side.
Where are you looking? Where are you looking, Hayden?
Here.
Oh, that's like, there's a big generator there, and she has a tarp under which there are a number of what look like power cells of various sizes connected to the generator, and she has a sign written in chalk, and she's basically advertising the fact that she can recharge power cells for a cost, or she can sell you brand new power cells.
Oh, I might go grab a couple of power cells off her. It doesn't matter. I can't get in.
You can get in, just give me a moment.
Hello. Jam myself through somewhere. Game Dave.
Where's my fucking finger? Oh, it's there. Agnetha's following you, by the way.
Oh, I didn't realise I could open doors. I'm sorry. I never put doors in my game.
Okay.
Howdy, I'm after a few power cells. Got in bargains.
Yeah, sure. What size you after? We got small, medium, and large. Let's keep it simple, yeah?
Yeah, what you got an offer at the moment?
Well, I mean, price is pretty standard, mate, you know. There's taxes to be paid and supply and demand and etc., etc. Free market and all that, ain't it? Yeah. There's signs there, look. She points to this chalk sign. And it says... she's very nonchalant. She's smoking. She's not particularly interested in what you're doing. I can't find the fucking handout. There it is. Yeah, she says she's got small power cells at 50 thrones, medium at 100, and large at 200.
Inventory for Silas. Just check this out. Silas
Yeah. Dave, I think I'm gonna have to crush off. Sorry, mate.
All right.
I have to crush out, I think. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up early.
I could do with heading off as well, to be honest, Dave. I'm shattered.
Oh, we'll leave it there then. We'll call it there.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, it was a good game, Dave. I was pleased I made it just to the end.
No worries.
If you hadn't prompted me, I would have been off then. Thank you very much for that.
No worries,
You
mate.
made a full game. You made a full game.
Hey.
Victory.
Victory. The game continues. Right.
Well, catch you later then.
Pleasure, everybody. See you later.
Thanks.